Happy Friday, comic fam. Good to see you today. I'm your host, Comic Tom, and I'm sitting here with the comic book sensei, Russ Bright. How you doing?
I'm all right. Hey, guys.
Hit that subscribe button. We make this top 10 hottest comic books of the week list every single week with the help of our sponsor, Key Collector Comics. If you use code TOM101, it's going to unlock a free 1-week subscription of the best comic book app that exists on both Android and iTunes. I think we should just probably jump into this list at number 10. What do you think, Russ?
Hulk #1 from 2008 coming in at number 10. This is the first appearance of the Red Hulk. Now, this book has held its value for quite a few years, but we've got some set leak photos that Tom's going to tell you about.
Yeah, we're seeing $25 average sales for this book, $190 highs, and an increase of copies sold in 7 days of 91%. We're seeing Black Widow on screen in this photo set leak of her holding a test tube that's red, and people are speculating that this may be leading to potentially the Red Hulk.
Sure.
We know Thaddeus Ross is going to be in this movie. Maybe we're going to see Thunderbolt Ross. Maybe we're going to see Thunderbolts. I'm not sure, but there's a funny thing about this book is that although it's the first appearance of Red Hulk, on the inside, the Hulk is actually seen through a lens, making all of the color work look green. He's actually not fully red in panel until issue number 2. So there's another reason to be keeping an eye out for another book from this run.
And if this set leak isn't enough, take a look at the Funko Pop that they're releasing. Yeah, that's a red test tube. Yeah, that's going to be important in this movie.
And what do we have at number 9?
Number 9 this week, Web of Venom, The Good Son, the 1 in 25 variant. Now, this book was hot. I had a ton of people calling me, sending me emails looking for this. This came out on Wednesday this week. The main covers are moving fast. You can still get those on eBay for about cover price, including shipping, but the 1 in 25 variant, we are seeing solid sales in the $30 range with highs close to $50.
Gerardo Sandoval killed it with this, and you're seeing a further character development of not just Dylan Brock in this book.
Yes, absolutely. With Normie Osborn, it's great to see Venom and Green Goblin's sons playing around in the Spideyverse.
Especially with the last bit of carnage that Dylan's messing with. We know Null's coming back to Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's not going to be good for him when he finds out who has the last bit of carnage. Let's look at number 8 on the list. We have Vengeance #1. I'm not as familiar with this book, but it's the first appearance of America Chavez.
Now, this is really interesting. I don't think this was on anyone's radar, even though Kevin Feige had talked about the potential about an LGBTQ character coming out in the Marvel Universe. Well, there are rumors this week, because of some casting decisions that have been made, that Miss America herself, America Chavez, will be showing up in Doctor Strange Part 2.
They're making a lot of changes to this movie, director changes, script changes, and now it seems like we're going to see some new characters. $40 average sales for this comic, $360 high. That's a 300% increase in copies sold. The newsstand, Raw, went for $360 in high grade. We're also seeing a 9.8 at $350 as well. There's also a 1 in 50 variant, very scarce at 9.8, seeing a sale for $690. People are specking on this Latina character.
They absolutely are, Tom.
All right, number 7 on the list. We've been waiting. We've been counting down. We got Batman Beyond, issue number 25 making the list. What news broke this week, and did it affect any of your shop sales?
Absolutely, Tom. So number 40 came out this week and confirmed that Elena Grayson, Dick Grayson's daughter, is the new Batwoman Beyond. This is fantastic news. This is what we've been talking about. So Batman Beyond number 25, this super condition-sensitive foil cover, has been spiking massively. So we know there were just over 24,000 copies sold, and there's a super rare variant by Dave Johnson. But Bleeding Cool announced earlier this week that they had already noticed that 25, 36, and 37, which are earlier appearances of Batwoman Beyond, were moving. But number 40 was another one of those ones that I had a ton of people calling. And my helper, John, was very good on the phone, letting them know, hey, you knew when 37 came out that they were teasing this. You should have ordered this 3 months ago. So you snooze, you lose on this one.
This book went up to $15 average sales really quick, $35 highs. And after this news this week, 900% increase in copies sold.
From
happened.
cover price to $15 in 2 days. Yes.
Yeah, very quick. Oh, and we have some more Thunderbolts news. Wait, what's going on? We have number 6 on the list. Thunderbolts number 4 from 1997. $3 average sales with an increase of copies sold of 1,300%. This is the first appearance of Jolt in costume. And people are speculating on this superhero because we know Miki Ishikawa is going to be in the upcoming Falcon and Winter Soldier Disney Plus show. Well, her fans have started to speculate who she's going to play. And after going onto Instagram and debuting some new tattoos, well, she has a lightning bolt tattoo on her wrist. Looks like she may be playing a character that's part of this team that we've talked about a lot over this last year.
Oh, yes. A lot about the Thunderbolts.
I think in the community's also thinking so. So let's move this book up. I want to remind everybody that Haley Takahama, who later becomes Jolt, has a cameo appearance in issue number 1, kind of similar to that Batman Beyond issue we were just talking about.
Number 5 this week, Justice League Dark number 1. Now, this is the 2011 run, the New 52 run. So Deadline has reported that J.J. Abrams' production team, Bad Robot, has been optioning DC characters left and right to make a bunch of shows. Well, we have confirmation that Justice League Dark is going to be made into a TV show and potentially a movie. Now, this is the team with Madame Xanadu, Deadman, Shade the Changing Man, and Constantine. You also have to keep in mind that in issue 19 of this run, Swamp Thing shows up. So there's a good chance that we may see him coming back. This book is going solidly for $20 with a high graded sale of $110. The spike in sales has been almost 1,200% in the last week, which is a fast-moving book for a book that's almost a decade old.
Number 4 on the list, we have a comic book that we haven't talked about in quite some time. A book from Red 5 Comics. We're talking about The Rift, issue number 1. Because of Steven Spielberg news?
Absolutely, Tom. Now, if you guys are Spielberg fans, you will remember Amazing Stories. Amazing Stories is that show where everyone talks about the airplane with Kevin Costner. My favorite episode is actually the one where Mark Hamill plays the hoarder guy, Gather Ye Acorns. You should check it out because he has a great comic book collection. But they are going to be making a new Steven Spielberg show for Apple Plus.
That's right. Amazing Stories getting redone, and it's going to be an anthology series just like the show in the 80s. And episode 1, we're thinking, at least one of these episodes is going to be an adaptation of the independent comic book The Rift, issue number 1, which is causing this book to spike because we now have an announcement that this is coming March 6th of this year.
Now, we had thought this book was cooling off, but it is solidly selling for $12 with a graded copy selling for $125 and an 1,150% increase in the last week.
Yeah, that increase in copies sold happened rapidly. And I also want to give a big thank you to the writer Don Hanfield, who's going to be providing the community with a signed copy by Jeremy Renner. Apparently, he's a producer on the show of The Rift number 1. All you have to do is comment in the comment section below. But that's not all. Another person's going to be gifted 10 different copies of Dark Age issue number 1. All the variants, all the goodies.
Wow.
Thank you, Don Hanfield. We appreciate you. And let's take a look at what we have on the list at number 3.
Tom, we have Tales of Suspense 94. We are going to finally talk about MODOK!
The mechanized organism designed only for killing. Stan Lee loved his acronyms.
Oh, he really, really did. But Jack Kirby did a fantastic job with the art on this, and it is so nice to see a good, solid Silver Age book showing up on this list.
Now, this may seem unusual to see this book here. I mean, MODOK, what's going on? Well, we're seeing $40 average sales for mid-grade copies, $1,700 for a 9.6 signed by Stan Lee and Joe Sinnott, a 767 increase in percentage of copies sold in just 7 days.
It is crazy, but this is because the animated series that they are going to be putting out with Patton Oswalt as the voice, they have made some new confirmations of who is going to play Patton Oswalt's family in this show.
Yeah, you know how they have the Harley Quinn series happening on the DC app? It's geared more for adults.
Mm-hmm.
This is Marvel's stab at it. We're going to see MODOK try to juggle a family and work. What is going on? We also have Amy Garcia, who's from Lucifer. And we also have my favorite, Ben Schwartz from Parks and Rec.
John Ralphio!
Heck yeah. It's going to be so great. I'm all in for this. This is going to be a fun show. And I'm also excited to see Patton Oswalt part of the Marvel Universe.
Well, you know what I think would be really fun is if they could bring in Brodok.
Oh my goodness. This is the time. If there was a time for you to bring up Brodok, it
You've
would
never
be
let
right
me
now.
talk about this before.
Do it right now.
I love Brodok. Okay, West Coast Avengers from 2018 introduced this new character, which is basically a version of MODOK, except he's bronze tanned, has long hair, a little bit like Fabio. And Brodok stands for the biorobotic organism designed overwhelmingly for kissing, and he happens to go around forcefully kissing people.
Yeah, it's a very strange character.
I couldn't even believe they made it. The first time I saw it on the page, I laughed hysterically. It was awesome.
Yeah, okay. We got to move on to number 2 before this guy talks about his love for Brodok even more. Okay, number 2 on the list, we have Captain America 333. That's right, from 1987. This is the first appearance of the 4th Captain America, John Walker, formerly the Super Patriot. We have some more set leaks. And this time, we're actually seeing John Walker in the Captain America outfit holding Steve Rogers' shield.
Confirmation.
This is what we've been waiting for. This
Yep.
is what speculators have been thinking was going to happen. It's pushing this book up even more. $20 average sales, $145 highs with a 1,100% increase in copies sold in 7 days. This one photo caused the market to move.
What's coming in at number 1?
Before we hit number 1, though, we got to remind the community about our Lee and Hyuk Milgie Comics ComicTom101 exclusive going out to every single member of the Mystery Mail Call, our comic book subscription service in February. Link is in the description to join the community. And let's chat about Fear Agent, issue number 1. Taking the list at number 1.
Rick Remender wrote Fear Agent in 2005, and it's been described as a mishmash of pre-code EC, horror, science fiction, Western. It has a little bit of everything. Well, this just got optioned by Seth Rogen's production company, and it sounds like it's going to be a winner.
$60 average sales with a 1,300% increase in copies sold.
This is what the Hollywood Reporter reported. Mattson Tomlin, who co-wrote the script for The Batman, will write the adaptation of the sci-fi comic from author Remender. The comic book community is back in this speculation play for good reason. It's a respected run, and it's a book that you can find on The Hunt. And we have a count of 7,600 that were reportedly sold, issue number 1s to retailers back in 2005. This is a series you can still find on The Hunt.
Oh, absolutely. But you have to keep in mind that there was a 2005 series and a 2007 series. So check your number 1's dates.
That's right. And also keep an eye out for the retailer variant that was released at the same time. And just a month prior to both that retailer and that number 1, there was an ash can that routinely gets missed, but it is the first appearance in comic form.
Well, we know that Remender's company, Giant Generator, signed a 3-year deal with Sony, and we've already seen him have some success with the fantastic show Deadly Class. Get a second series, I swear. Oh my God, it was so good. But there are other great comics that could very well be optioned. Death or Glory is another fantastic one that would make a great plot.
Yeah, there's actually a handful of others that I would encourage the community to go check out over on Key Collector, the sponsor of the show. And if you use code TOM101, you get a free 1-week subscription. Well, there's a new category of different Remender titles. So you can go through and, see which titles kind of catch your eye. These are all prime for speculation now that we know that this 3-year deal with Sony is happening.
Absolutely. We have some giveaways from last week. Last week, we were giving away copies of White Ash number 1. We have 4 packs of all 4 covers going out to 4 winners.
Yeah, Eutorius 2, Bilbo Hauser. Do You Have Beans? And Doris notes. Thank you so much for commenting. Don't forget to comment on today's video. Hit the like button. We need the Comic Fam support because we're doing some dope giveaways and we want you to be participating in what we got going on here.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of the greatest community in the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Russ. Thanks so much, Comic Fam, as always.
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. Ooh, one other thing. Don Hanfield, the writer of The Rift, he mentioned that he had another book. It's called Loot. Never heard of it, but the Ashcan is currently available on Scout Comics for $5. He just mentioned that that book was optioned. Figure I'd let the Comic Fam know. Cool stuff.